I am Nicole Carnash with the PA Family Network. I'm a family advisor, and I've been with them for about 5 years. And I have been the common law employer and self-directing my daughter's services for over 20 years. So, you know, we've been trying to find staff for a long time and have been so successful a good chunk of the time. So I'm glad. I hope I can share some of our experiences and ideas. So I just want to tell you a little bit about, oh wait, sorry about that. Noelle, would you like to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Noelle, and I am an advisor with the PA Family Network. My family and I have been participant directed now for about 20 years. And I always say, even though my mom is technically the CLE, I'm definitely the boss.
That is true. I am the common law employer, but Noelle is the boss. And the reason we had technical difficulties is because we couldn't do it all on one screen, and I'm upstairs and she's downstairs, and we were just having some problems getting her online there. So anyway, thanks, Noelle, and I'm so glad to have you be a family advisor too. So, all right, let's talk just a little bit about the PA Family Network and who we are. So we're a program of Vision for Equality, and we fit right into that because this is we're charged with helping families in Pennsylvania to navigate the system and help them have the best life possible with planning and different workshops. We're funded by the Office of Developmental Programs, which means that all of our information that we share is vetted by ODP, and it's the most up-to-date and accurate. So, so that's a plus for sure, because I know there's a lot of different information out there. All of us that work for the PA Family Network, we are all family members of someone with a disability or individuals ourselves with intellectual disabilities, and we're all across the Commonwealth with many, many different experiences. And we're all life course ambassadors, which just means we have we've really dug deep and gone deep into the life course framework, and can really help families think outside the box when it comes to using the life course tools to plan and problem solve. Like I said, we have a lot of diverse life experiences. Some of us have young children with disabilities. Some of us are grandparents. Some of us are siblings of someone with a disability. Some of us are using the system and with disabilities themselves, like Noelle. So anyway, we really have a lot of different experiences that we can help families with. So we do workshops for families, and we'll be getting into that in a little bit, which ones we do. And technical assistance, which just means that we go to ODP meetings and we bring the family voice to the table. We mentor families and their loved ones. So mentoring means a one-on-one Zoom call, a team Zoom call with the individual or their family members or both, so that we can kind of really help with whatever issues come your way, just to help you through them, help to plan, help to navigate. We do a lot of information with waivers. So that's how we do it. But like I said, we also do team mentoring, which is really powerful. You can get a family advisor, plus other family members, plus other, possibly the supports coordinator or other therapists. And it really, really is powerful to plan that way with so many voices at the table. And then we also help with system navigation, which I know I depended on other families way back when, Noelle, when you were really young, on how to navigate the system and how to make it through this, so we do that as well. So I just wanted to read this because this is why we do what we do. So for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, the role of family is unique and often central in the support and care provided across the lifespan. family members play key roles in identifying and securing opportunities for their family members to participate in meaningful ways within their community and ensuring access to self-determined lives. So this was a wing spread conference, and this was really, this philosophy has allowed families to really help their loved ones live their best lives. And we do play key roles. It's up to us. And so that's why we're going to talk about this, the hiring today. So, Noelle? One second. I don't think Noelle knows she's muted. Hold on just a second. Oh, it's okay. Can she start over?
Yes, 1 second.
That's Taylor. Her
She
was wonderful. Hold on. Try that again, Noelle.
I don't know technology. Sorry, guys. All right, Noelle. I'm sorry I screwed it up. Let's try again. Let's unmute. I know. I messed up. I'm sorry.
Today, we have 3 objectives. One is to talk about ideas to plan and problem solve for your participant-directed service plan. Then, we'll talk about where to look for new staff and how to attract them. And last, we'll talk about what happens after staff are hired and trained. That is called retention of staff.
Great, Noelle, thanks. And can you guys just do me a favor in the Q&A section? Let us know if you can hear Noelle very well, if the microphone is up high enough. Would so appreciate that. I have an echo with them downstairs, so I can't really tell if it's loud enough. So, okay, so let's talk about finding staff. There are a lot of different ways and different ideas that we can do this, depending on your own family situation. So first and foremost, Noelle wanted me to introduce you to her, what we call her dream team. And these are the SSPs, the support service professionals. And Noelle, or Taylor, can you just come in the screen for just a second?
Hey.
That's Taylor, everyone. She is Noelle's full-time SSP. And so I'm just going to go around really quick. So Margaret on the top left, she has been with us. Are you ready? She has been with Noelle and our family for 23 years this October. It's incredible. She was full-time for many years. Now she's part-time, but she is just amazing. Taylor on the bottom left there, that's Taylor, Noelle, and myself, and we're on a plane going to Orlando for the Disney Princess Run. And in the middle bottom, that is Taylor and an SSP, Kate, who were taking Noelle on her first girls trip with no parents. So that was, well, they had a good time, and it was hard for me to let go, but I did it, and she's going to have another girls trip soon. So right above is Debbie, and believe it or not, Debbie was with Noelle when she was very little, and for about 4 or 5 years. And then Debbie went on to get her special ed degree, have a family, a husband and 3 boys, and now she is back. She's back part-time just with Noelle. So, and then top right is Megan. That was at the Night to Shine, at the Tim Tebow Night to Shine event. And then our bottom right here is Clarice. She is from Togo in Africa, and she has been with us part-time for about, I think, 13 years. So anyway, this is why I think we've been pretty successful. But we wanted to introduce you to our special people. Okay, so when we're talking about, when we're talking about finding staff, we hear so many families say, well, we can't self-direct our loved ones' services because we don't have any family and friends to hire. Well, that is really not, I mean, it's okay if you don't have family and friends to hire, because really, you use your family and friends to network, you know, to find staff. Maybe they know someone. Family, hiring friends and family can sometimes fill important roles for sure, but it's also important to look at the bigger picture. So they are considered, you know, we can consider them like conduits to, you know, finding staff and resources that help create an everyday life for our loved ones. But it's not always necessary to have them do all the work. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking, oh, I don't have any friends and family to hire to be our loved one's caregiver, it's okay. This is really, you know, I'm just saying for my family, having Noelle has 2 younger sisters, having them as staff, I feel kind of changes the natural sibling relationship. And so I don't depend on them as SSPs, you know, unless there's an emergency. And you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's easy for you to say, you have other staff. So I get that, but I'm just saying for us, that's one of the things that I, you know, kind of feel. So staffing shortage is real. No matter what anybody says, but I think we all agree on that, right? So keep in mind that finding staff it's really never easy. And the staffing shortage is definitely real. Common law employers and managing employers, even if they have, you know, supports brokers or not, they need to pull out all the stops when looking to hire staff. And it's important to be creative. And we're going to show you some creative examples. It's important to be upfront about what you're looking for and to know what you're looking for. Like what are you looking for in a staff member? And be upfront with them. And in the next slide, we're going to use one of the life course tools, which is the integrated support star, to you know, give us some ideas on how, like when you're looking staff, what are some of the things that you can do? And listen, you can add to this. This is just some ideas, but they're good ideas. You know, like I love the one here in the relationships section on the right with the dark purple. Your hairdresser or nail technician, they know a lot of people. And my hairdresser, you know, she has found people for me before that have worked out. So on my notes, I wrote on here, talk. It's a time to talk to people about what you're looking for. And if anyone knows anyone. And we're going to get into all of these in the next slides. And one of the things, you know, oh, go ahead, Noelle, it's your turn. Sorry, sweetie.
We're having an issue. So
oh, really?
We're trying to get back to the right page. We accidentally decided we wanted to present all of our slides right now. So
okay.
Give us just a sec. We're getting there. Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Okay, that's all right. I'm going to go to the Q&A here really quick and see if everybody said. Oh, good. You guys can hear her. Yay. Thank you for letting us know. Tell me when you're ready, Noelle. So when we talk about did you do it? You ready?
We did. You ready, Noelle?
Yep.
I know we've all heard the phrase, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Most people find jobs and employees through someone they know.
That is true.
These communities often.
Okay. Thanks, Noelle. Sorry, it's user error. It's Taylor. It's not you. I'm just kidding.
It's generally me, guys. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, so we all have heard that phrase, right? And you know, it is who you know. It really is. I mean, not always, and we'll get into like different things like career link and that kind of thing to find people, but a lot of times it is who you know, and people you may not really expect. So let's go to the next one. So where are we going to search? We have to think about our relationships. are all relationships. It's a great place to start. Friends and friends of friends. Maybe not to hire friends, but maybe as referrals. Maybe they know someone. But so one way to look at it is to use the people you know for referrals. The next door neighbor who knows your family. Maybe when you're going out to get the mail or going for a walk or something, just ask them if they know of anyone. Maybe your neighbor has a daughter who's looking for work, or maybe you have friends that are like around my age, whose children might be looking for work, or even, going to school for like a therapy or nursing or something. Or CNA, something like that. So one of our friends ended up hiring the grandson of the primary staff to cover part-time hours. It worked great. It really did. So if your workplace, if where you work is friendly and welcoming, you may find that prior staff recommends their friends or help you recruit from their circles. So for us, Noelle's past caregivers or past SSPs are really invested in her having the best life. So many times they will reach out to their network of people and will refer someone to us. So just keep that in mind. Additionally, especially like if an individual is graduating, think of teachers or behavior staff or classroom aides, and they may even be interested in the position, or maybe they just know someone who is. So let's go to technology. Local newspaper, I mean, that is a place to, put an ad. It does cost something, but it, with all the online publications and newspapers, it's not really as successful. And it's not usually, we don't usually get the best result from that. And like I said, there is a fee to put an ad in the newspaper. CareerLink, it's not an option that many people think of, but it can be a little bit confusing to try and post online, and sometimes it's easier just to call and connect with a support person on CareerLink, and they can help you do that. And that is free. On that, to be real with you, we do have to expect some responses that are answering ads just because they have to receive unemployment. That has happened to us a couple times. But there are great people out there using the CareerLink to look for new opportunities. So that's a place to do to place an ad. What you do is you create an account and receive resumes and questions. Another benefit might be the opportunity to interview the individual at the CareerLink office if there's one close by to you for the initial interview, if you feel more comfortable doing that. Indeed is the online search engine, and I used Indeed a time or two, and I made some mistake because I must have signed up for the paying version, because I got a bill for $200. So be careful. I just clicked the wrong links, I guess, or choices, but it's free. But like we said, be cautious and pay attention to how it depends on how quickly you review the resumes and responses. But but many people have good responses on Indeed and have had great success. But your ad needs to be creative. We're going to talk about creative ads in just a little bit. It needs to be catchy and identify what exactly is being looked for, to avoid a lot of nonsense responses. So that's that. And then care.com is the other one, and I've used that as well. It's easy. It's really easy, and it's great because, well, in my opinion, it seems like it's easy, but so you can either put an ad and wait for responses, or you can look by maybe a, I don't know, 50-mile radius of your home, and then it will show you all the people's qualifications. So you can do it either way. And sometimes there's something in someone's story that's kind of intriguing. And I know one of our coworkers, she said that she looks for people with no experience sometimes because it's kind of a fresh start, and she doesn't have to kind of undo some of the training that from caring for someone else or something like that. So that's interesting. So also, don't think only one of these, you can only do one of these at a time. You can have, depending on how much you can handle, you can have a lot of these going at the same time to save time. But you do have to keep track of it, and sometimes that's a little difficult doing it, doing multiple ones at the same time. So Facebook jobs. Did you know there was a Facebook jobs, that they had a section on jobs? So there definitely is. Look it up and enter the area that you live in, and the job description and the contact. So there's no guarantees, but it has been successful for many people. Remember, the ad has to be, the position, how you write it up has to be eye-catching, creative, and that would be more likely to get someone's attention. So the local Facebook pages, don't forget, this might be your neighborhood page. It might be your township or county pages. I know we've used, Taylor and Noelle helped me out. It's Susquehanna Township. I joined part of the Hershey Moms group so that I could, reach out and see if anybody knew of anyone. So the, and the other thing, my personal Facebook page is it's really important to share that, because all of my friends on Facebook know me, and they know our family, and they know Noelle. So Noelle, how about it? They know exactly what we're looking for in a person to care for you, because they've seen you out in the community. They see what the activities that you do, and what kind of people that are able to do that for you. So anyway, it's been really great for us. Let's see. So some new things is posting a video. As a matter of fact, Taylor, we are looking for someone right now on weekends. So Taylor made a video of you, Noelle, you and Taylor, on all your activities out in the community. She put it to music. So I think we're gonna probably get that up there sometime soon. So, and it could be a reel or Facebook Live or TikTok or whatever. So yeah. So just make it look fun and engaging. I mean, but real, right? So where are we going to search? If we're, aside from technology, now we're going to go to the community section. So you want to look at local colleges, universities, and trade schools. And when you're looking for that, in those areas, think about your loved one and their needs. So is there any college major that maybe working with your loved one would be a really good experience? For instance, it says, right down here, the special education department, psychology, social work, therapeutic recreation, nursing students, CNA students, therapies. We have run the gamut. We've had a lot of OT students, and nursing students. And Noelle, you have some medical stuff going on too. So they're like, oh, that's so nursey. And when they get to that part of their nursing classes, they'll be like, oh, I knew it because I worked with Noelle. So, and we've had a speech and language student. So anyway, but what you want to do is, if they have a bulletin board, that's great, but you want to really go to the department head Like, so if I was going to call a local university or college or even a trade school, I would just ask for the head of that department. Like, so, so if your individual has some medical needs, maybe you want to call the department head of nursing, or you know, or OT, you know what I mean? So, but that's a great place to start. And where else do we search? I just want to make sure I said all that I needed to say. Yeah. Okay. So where else can we search? In the community, of course. So community centers often have great contacts and bulletin boards and newsletters and Facebook pages. And so that's a good place to start. People go there to meet other people and often know a lot of people. So ask around, contact the director, or maybe there's a volunteer supervisor, or ask to put something on the bulletin board. The YMCA or gym can create some awesome connections and offer opportunities for people who know other people. So just keep in mind, it is who you know, but not necessarily that person to work with your loved one. It's their network of people. So if the person receiving services is known at the movie theater or the bowling alley, ask all the staff if they know someone. Noelle, you are out and about all the time. So every time we go out, Noelle sees someone that she knows. So just the places that you frequent, maybe ask them if they know of anybody. Okay. Noelle, you're up, sweetie. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you sweetie. This is professional.
Oh, you gotta look up here. No, can you look over at your Toby?
Faith communities often offer unique connections. If the members themselves at your place of worship are not available, they may have community connections that are worth looking into. Maybe reach out to Bible study groups, volunteer groups, or other faith community organizations. And definitely put in an announcement in church bulletins.
Right. Thanks, Noelle. That is so true. Faith-based communities really, you know, have a lot of members. Then they have, you know, different organizations and outreaches and different study groups. So that is a great place to look and to put it in the bulletin at whatever faith-based organization you go to. I know our parish has 7,000 members. So yeah, putting it in the church bulletin would has worked from time to time. So thanks, Noelle, for that. So where else could we search? And these are eligibility specific. So you know, the eligibility specific resources like a supports coordinator seem really, you know, obvious, but what about Special Olympics, coaches or volunteer parents or other staff at those events? And agency folks at programs may be looking for some extra hours or may have friends who are interested. Therapists may have connections with other families or community members who may be interested in work. And they would know who would be a great fit for your individual. And all connections like best buddies, volunteer situations may offer really great opportunities too. So I know that has happened for us before, where someone who worked with Noelle back in school when she was in school. Remember Sue, Noelle? She ended up in the summer, since she wasn't in school, you know, she wasn't working in school then, she wanted to work with Noelle in the summertime. So that worked out great too. And she already knew her, really knew her well. So are you guys getting some ideas? I hope so. So, all right, let's talk about selling the position. You know, a family environment is different. It's different than working, maybe in a group home, or maybe like in a nursing home or something like that. So anyway, a family environment is different. And these are just some ideas that can help you sell the position. A variety of daily activities. Noelle and Taylor, what are some activities that you put in the video?
We included pictures of like, Noelle, you like to go through the sprinkler when it's super hot, like it's been, right? And swimming, of course. Cooking, you love to cook with me. She does it hand over hand. So like just everything.
Yeah. And one thing that's, I don't know, Noelle's 27 years old. So like other 27-year-olds, she likes to go to, maybe a winery now and then and listen to some live music. And so that, I don't know, I think that attracts people. Not that they can really drink on the job, but, just the atmosphere. So the variety of activities. Talk about the schedule. If you have some flexibility, that might be attractive to some people. I mean, within reason. We are somewhat flexible, but we allow flexibility because people are flexible. The caregivers, the SSPs are flexible with us. Maybe they're not. Maybe I need someone last minute. So it's really it's a win-win. Hands-on training is provided. Of course, we have to put that, and really a chance to make a great relationship and being part of a person's outcome and personal growth. I think that's attractive. That's attractive to people. And so, it's just that these are just ideas. These ideas are of interest to people and create a great opportunity to reach a broader network of interested individuals, right? So other staff who have worked with us in the past, they might say, that we're a great family to work for. Sometimes, like Taylor, you have put things on, local Facebook pages or social media as the SSP, describing what it's like to work with our family. So sometimes that's, that it's nice from that personal standpoint from someone who already works with us. So this is the traditional job ad. Job opening, direct support professional, support service professional, supporting a 25-year-old man with autism in his family, home, and community, assist with independent living skills, communication, and health and safety needs. Experience welcome, training provided, and these are the hours. So ads like this they do not really generate the same amount of energy and response as more creative ads. You can see that. So, but it's really up to you and your family how comfortable you are and how you want to approach it. But and just to let you know too, I forgot to say this in the beginning, in participant directed models, like self-direction, workers are referred to as support service professionals. But in residential homes, residential and group homes, they're usually referred to as direct support professionals, or DSPs. So just wanted to clarify that. So here's a casual, but a little bit more inviting ad. See if you can see the difference. So, and probably in my inflection in my voice too. Caregiver support staff, direct support professional job opportunity in our area. In our area, exclamation point. Looking for a new member for our awesome home team. Looking for an amazing part-time addition to Joe's support team. Joe's an awesome 25-year-old with autism who needs support to live his best life. He's verbal, but not conversational. I'm sorry. He needs support with independent living skills and getting out in the community for fun adventures. So that's more inviting. That's kind of more, more exciting. And so I think, and Taylor, what you have written before, Noelle Taylor's was really inviting because she would say, Noelle, she would say, Noelle, that you're nonverbal and maybe non-ambulatory, but that never holds you back, and that you're a great boss. So yeah, you can see the difference. We do always include, though, the shifts, the days and shifts that we are looking for, because I really don't, if we don't include that, then people are going to be calling and they're going to say, oh, okay, well, I'm not available those shifts. So I think it's a good idea to include days and shifts. It's just to weed out more phone calls. All righty. So let's go to training. Once you hire someone, we need to talk about the training and the retention. So, Noelle, I'm sorry, this is your slide. Go ahead.
This is the next one, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But so if once someone's hired, training them to understand the person that they will be supporting is so important, obviously, and the rules of participant directed services and how, what are the rules and requirements surrounding that, and all of the other important information they'll need to properly support the individual. It's a big task, and it has to be, training is a must, and there are lots of resources to help you with the training. So we'll talk about that next.
It's your turn. I'll look this way over there. Staring at mom. Okay.
Hey, well, can you look at it?
Okay. Can I help you out?
Every participant, every individual need to have their needs met. Everyone has different needs. Some people may need more community activity, while some may need more technology, and understanding what is needed to meet those needs is important.
Yes, that's so true. So training is absolutely, an individual, personalized, customized, customized program. So here's one, this My ODP, it's really an amazing resource. There are workshops from a variety of training partners that offer courses on almost all topics. So we're going to talk about a few of those. And I also wanted to say too, just an example, some people just like keep certain articles or some guidelines and lists in a folder, so that when they hire someone, they have them read all those. And we actually also keep Noelle's life course portfolio in the folder, so they can be sure and know what Noelle's vision for her best life is, and they can support her in that too. So let's talk first about, so we've got assert. I think this is gonna, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Okay, so yeah, first we're going to go to the My ODP and for individuals and families. So this is a resource that everyone should take advantage of. You can register as a guest or log in and get certificates for your training. There's so many different trainings here. And you just create this account, My ODP. You can go in as a guest, but I have a feeling if you're going to be self-directing services, it's going to be important for you to get into My ODP frequently to look at some of the guidelines on some of the service definitions. So if you want to go ahead and just register for My ODP account, you can go in and look at all of these training resources. And so Aid in PA is another one. There's many resources for individuals and families. And SSPs for sure. And this is a live link. You all should have received this PowerPoint presentation, and this is a live link, so you can just You just click on that and just look around and see all the different training materials that their staff can use. Go ahead, honey. Noelle, can you look at it? Noelle's using a Tobii eye gaze computer, so she's using her eyes to communicate.
There you go.
The College of Direct Support offers numerous courses on a variety of topics. Registration is required. This is a vital resource. Our in-person summits in September will have more information about CDS for attendees.
Right, and just to reiterate that, the PA Family Network is hosting in-person summits, 5 across the state in September, and the main topic is participant-directed services. And so we will be having a lot, if you guys can get to it, of course it's free, and it's going to be really, really great for people who are thinking about or directing their services already. So on this, the College of Direct Support, there's so many different things on that too. There's these are just a few that I looked at recently. So the self-directed participant-directed services, emergency preparedness planning, community inclusion, direct support professionalism, safety, and positive behavior support. But there's so many. So if you would like to, if you'd like to get on the College of Direct Support website, there is some registration, like Noelle said, registration is required, but it is free. So the Assert and Lantern, the e-learning. So Assert, for those of you who may not know, which there's so many acronyms, right? So it's Autism Services, Education, Resources, and Training. So these resources are great if the individual with a waiver has an autism diagnosis, but they're also very beneficial for just about everybody. So you have to register for an account, but there are a variety of topics to engage everyone and encourage new ideas. So this is another live link that you can click on and register for some resources for training staff. So the healthcare quality units. So there are 8 healthcare quality units across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and they're available. These are available for trainings. And while the units may vary a bit on the topics they specialize in, they all have an incredible variety of information to share and resources available. They're also a great resource for questions on a variety of health topics like communicable illnesses or sexuality. And so, get on there too. I did jump on this morning just so I could share a few things that jumped out at me. So let me get to the next slide, sorry. Okay, so the training info, this is the live link you can do, and the Fatal 5 approved trainings. I did not know what that was. So I wanted to go on there and look. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but so it's aspiration, constipation, dehydration, seizures, and infection or sepsis. So those trainings are on there too. There's also relationships and boundaries. I just did a workshop for the PA Family Network yesterday that was called Safety in the Community. And one of the sections that we talked about is relationships and boundaries. What is a friend? What's the definition of a friend? And what are the boundaries certain people, different relationships have different boundaries. One of the other ones I found was positive supports and behavioral plans or behavioral intervention plans, and augmentative and alternative communication, which is something that we, are really interested in. So that's just a few things that you can jump on there and look. And of course, go ahead, Noelle.
You can imagine it's a little difficult going between her eye gaze device and the paying attention to the video. So
Yeah.
bear with us a sec.
Oh, you're trying.
And of
Good job.
course, there is the Pennsylvania Family Network. We offer workshops, caregiver meetings, family forums that offer information and resources. Our calendar of events can be found on the Vision for Equality webpage calendar.
Yeah, and just a few of the workshops that we offer. One of them is using the life course framework to plan and problem solve. And so, just like that support star that you saw with all the different resources in it for finding staff, we can use that as a tool that we can use for so many different things. And so we offer a workshop, like different things that come up, whether it's transition, whether it's just having our loved ones, move into their own home, or finding staff. So that's a great workshop. Also, safety in the community is what we talked about, how we all want our loved ones to live in the community, to live and play and work in their communities. But there is some risk. And so how do we mitigate that risk? We do, let me go to the next page here. ODP waiver basics. Lots of families have questions about waivers and, what are the requirements and when do you apply and when are you eligible and things like that. So we have ODP waiver basics part 1 and 2, and then advanced waiver workshop for lots of service definitions and, regulations and things like that. So those are both great workshops. Okay, and then lead the way to healthy relationships and preventing abuse. That's another one that's really, really valuable. We do have relationships, all of us, and our loved ones do, but we need to, really make sure it's a healthy relationship, and preventing abuse. We all know that our population is really at risk. So ways to prevent that. Peace of mind planning. These are hard things to talk about, but peace of mind planning is, when we're no longer, Noelle, I'm living forever, don't worry. But when we're no longer able to care for our loved ones, what is the plan for their future and succession planning? And then transitions through the lifespan, which could be, transitioning into kindergarten, or maybe out of high school into adulthood. Maybe it's a transition of getting a job or living in your own place, or maybe some medical transitions. So these are other things that we offer. So just get on our website and see what what things interest you, because we offer these quite a bit, and they're all Zoom calls. So another resource would be SAU 1, Self Advocates United as One, and SAU 1 offers both virtual and in-person workshops over and above their workshops posted on the My ODP page. So they're from a self advocate's perspective and offer insight and easy to understand information. So let's talk about training and opportunities. So finding training for staff, finding the right training for staff is essential. And, I always like to say that we have to set the bar really high as families, for staff. And we have to do that by high expectations and model high expectations for our loved one's life, and model behaviors that we want our staff to, the way that we want our staff to interact in everything we do, and how we speak and communicate to our loved ones. I was just, the other thing I was going to reiterate is that we have a folder. Taylor, you read everything in the folder, right? We have articles on Rett syndrome, which is what Noelle has, and articles on her life and what she likes. Not articles, but like the life course portfolio tools. So that's really important. It's really important to know what, to train them right up front the correct way, and with the information, the personalized information that they're going to need to support your loved one. Noelle, are you up? I think you are. No?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
They switched the PowerPoint on us a little bit, so it might be out of sequence here. But so retention of staff is so important. Once we hire them, or once we find them and hire them, how are we going to keep them? So, you keep them busy with a variety of activities. No one wants to sit at home all day, or if so, at least have a lot of different activities. The family atmosphere, it can be difficult for us to have people in our homes, but also it can be difficult for staff to have that environment too. It takes a little time, I think, to get ready, to get comfortable. Taylor, did you think it took a little time?
It did. Not very long though. I feel like Noelle and I meshed pretty quick.
Yeah, you guys did.
Just at the very beginning, I was apologizing.
You were nervous. You were nervous. Yeah. Anyway, a variety of different trainings so that you're setting your staff up for success. And self-direction usually offer a better pay rate than agency. So and Taylor, sorry, I keep getting you involved here. I know you didn't want to be on camera, but sorry. You have worked in both.
Yeah, and it's definitely I can say you should all self-direct, because it's definitely a better pay rate for your employees, and definitely let them know that, because coming from an agency, it's not great. Yeah.
So, and also a chance to focus on a person, enrich their lives. I remember, or Taylor, I think it was you. You worked in a group home, so sorry. Noelle, sorry about that. I'm taking Taylor from you. But you worked in a group home and taking care of like 15 what am I trying to say? Residents at a time. You really can't form a great relationship and can't bond. But so this is really one-on-one. And Noelle's the boss, and she chooses what she wants Taylor to help her with. So
yeah.
No, I just said that, right? SSPs and families can feel awkward about services at home. But listen, if you are the kind of person that's like, I don't like people in my home, maybe self-direction isn't for you. But I will say it's not like strangers in your home as time goes on. It's like a friend or like a family member in our experience. Now, has that always happened? No, but a good chunk of the time, yes. So, and creating a welcoming environment, just, I don't know what to say about that. Just be welcoming and just like you would a guest coming into your house. Until they become like family, then you're like, okay, fend for yourself. Like I said, make them feel welcome, never like they're in the way or a nuisance, or retention will be non-existent. And remember, the SSP is there to help you. for self-direction because the work culture is different. It's like being part of a family instead of just another employee, like I said. And the SSP will learn a lot about your family, and that's one of the benefits of hiring your own staff. And remember to take an interest in them, because if you're asking about their lives, and they feel like you care, just like the SSPs care about you, your loved one, and your family, then it is a win-win. And that's when, you know, like I said, when flexibility of hours, you know, we work with them, they work with us, and it just seems to work. And one other thing is you do have to set boundaries. You know, there are boundaries, and those things should be shared, you know, up front, maybe even in the folder, the training folder. So retention, let's go to retention. We only have a couple more minutes. Oh, 1:57. Okay. Create a list of things that make your home run smoothly. One of our pet peeves is don't leave the refrigerator open, and don't leave the doors open because flies come in. Or if it's winter, we got the heat going, the heat's getting out. So, you know, things like that. So you don't have to be, don't have to be yelling like, close the door. So I laugh about that, but there are boundaries. There are things that every family does differently. So share your expectations, be clear about what you expect. For example, should they walk right into your house, or do they need to ring the doorbell when they get there? If they can't work one day, do they reach out to other staff, or do you want them to tell you and you arrange other coverage? If there's an emergency, who do they reach out to first? Those kind of things. Have you ever been witness to your friends or another couple having an argument? It can be really awkward. So try to keep personal disagreements just that, personal, and take it to a private room or outside. These situations can be enough to make an SSP, a really good SSP, quit. So having said that, I always tell our staff, we are a typical family. You might see the good, bad, and the ugly, but we don't, you know, we do walk out of the room if we have, you know, some words to say that, you know, So, right, Taylor?
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing. I think it, oh my gosh, no, I forgot. Never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It was before that you said about expectations. Oh, I know. It's like you said, who to call in case an emergency. That's another thing that I love about working with you guys as self-directed, or participant directed rather, because when I worked for an agency, God forbid my client gets injured or whatever, there's a chain of commands. I have to call my manager first, and then they call. Here, if again, God forbid anything happen, I can just come to you. And I feel like that's how it should be. And it makes me personally feel more comfortable in my job, because I don't want to have to third party if like there's
right
that happens.
right
So that's
no,
another really nice thing.
That's a good point. Okay,
This is Noelle. This
Noelle,
is you.
bring it home, sweetie.
Up here. Yep.
Hiring the right people and offering them the right training is everything. With participant direction, it can be tailored to the needs of the individual, and the results can be an amazing everyday life.
That is so true. And I think, you know, like Noelle has shared, you, through some wonderful staffing over the years, you know, you've really said that you're having, you know, your best life. So anyway, I really hope that this has been helpful. I hope you have some ideas. If you would like, you know, we do mentoring, so you have our number. Actually, let me give it to you. It's on the next slide right there. Wait a minute. There you go. Give us a call, look us up on our website. We're on Facebook as the Pennsylvania Family Network. And we hope hope you enjoyed this, and good luck finding staff